Bless up people, it's your boy Joe26M. This is for YouTube, but I'm streaming. Two birds with one stone. Or maybe three birds with one stone, because I'm streaming. I'm about to do this for a YouTube video, and I'm about to edit my boy's video. So let me see if I can pull it up. There we go, perfect. So as you can see right here, I'm about to edit this video for my boy Nathan. Obviously, if you guys haven't subscribed to his channel, there's been a bunch of videos that I've helped him record, stuff like that, pictures that I've helped him take. That's my boy, feel me, we both help each other. So this is going to be a calm little tutorial on how I edit my videos, how I think most people should edit their videos. Now obviously I'm using Adobe Premiere Pro. I have access to this thanks to my uni, but I've been using this for years, and more than likely I'm probably going to be paying for it or using it after I leave uni, because it's helped me a lot. It's got me this far, and it's just something that I've just been using for a long time. But I'm sure you guys can take this and apply this to any other sort of editing software that you use. CapCut, Filmora, you feel me? There's all sorts out there. So yeah, but we finna go and do a new project. Nathan's Vita, yeah, Jim video. Type that up, and I'm literally just gonna take you through a step by step, or kind of like tell you guys how I've gone, like my mindset beforehand to now, so you guys can kind of gauge the best approach to your editing if you are an up and coming YouTuber, streamer, if you do skits on TikTok, Instagram, whatever. I'm sure some way, shape or form you can apply this. Top right corner, you got file. You click on file, you're gonna go on file, new, and then sequences. Now, as you can see right there, it says Control N next to it, and that's a shortcut. Now, let me tell you, shortcuts are probably the best way to go when it comes to editing, because especially when you're doing streaming, or if you're doing long gameplays or stuff like that, or if you've vlogged and you've done a week of vlogging, or you're doing a documentary and you've done months or years worth of documentation, that's a lot of footage to cover. That is a lot of editing that you're going to be doing. So when it comes to shortcuts, you need to know what shortcut is best for you to make things quicker, you know, regardless of whether it's in Adobe for my case, or regardless of whether it might be in CapCut. Doesn't matter. Shortcuts. That's going to be the key word of this video, honestly. We're going to go on new project. Now you got all these little bars at the side here. Since this is a YouTube video, you want to go on HD 1080p, because unless you're doing something extra or you want it to be upgraded, there's no point of going above the threshold of 1080p in terms of video quality. I feel like that's kind of like the bug standard when it comes to YouTube. And plus, that's what I recorded, or that's what Nathan recorded his video in 1080p. So it's probably best to kind of just keep it like that. So 1080p, we're going to do 23.976 frames per second. So that's just how smooth it kind of looks within the video that your viewers will watch. So, you know, let's say you do it up to 60 frames per second, then obviously it's going to feel and look a lot smoother. But 23 or 25 frames per second, even 30 frames per second, it's calm doing it like that. I think the only time you'd ever need like a 60 frame per second is if you're doing gaming videos, or if you're doing like movie scenes and you want to like add a lot of slow motion scenes in there. This is just a gym video, so we're just gonna stick to that. So 1080p, 23.976. Now I always like to go to the settings and do maximum render quality, maximum bit rate depth. I'm pretty sure, now I'm not no technicality nerd when it comes to this, not even nerd, I apologize, but I'm not no, you feel me, ins and outs on the technicalities of this. All I know is that this is probably just the best settings to do. It's probably just going to get you the clearest, the better quality, just consistent quality all throughout. So that's what I do right there. And the codec, Apple ProRes. This is a desktop, this is Windows, this is just on my PC. And the bug standard when it comes to the codec is H.264. So I would say just turn it to that. Again, not sure about the ins and outs, it's just what works for me, and that's what I've been sticking to. So yeah, we got the video tracks. I always turn it up to 6, and then audio tracks as well, I turn it up to 6. It's literally just to give yourself, well, I'll click OK, and you'll see right here at the bottom within the timeline sequence, If I scroll up here and scroll down there, as you can see here, this is where the video tracks are. The bottom of it is where the audio tracks are. Now, if you highlight these, you know, toggle the track targeting for this track, this is basically where if you were to put your videos in either one of those sections, whenever you press up and down on your keyboard, it snaps onto the beginning or the end of that clip. So it just makes things extremely easy for you when going from clip to clip. So cool. So these are the 3 files that you guys are going to use, or that I'm going to use. We're going to just select them, drop them right in there into the project tab, and then we're just going to drop these over into the timeline sequence. Now, clip mismatch warning. Obviously, you may have certain, maybe even just a slight change in what's been recorded and what you've put your sequence settings in. But what I would say is just keep existing settings, because that's how you want it to be when it goes onto YouTube. Now, as you can see here, it's very zoomed in compared to this at the bottom left. So we're just gonna click onto the video, and now at the top left corner you got a video effect controls. So in the effect controls, you got scale, you got position, you've got crop. You got all sorts of ways you can kind of go back and forth. You know, opacity, and the audio as well. So, but right now we're just gonna focus simply on the scaling, because that's how zoomed in or zoomed out the video is gonna be, and we want it to match the sequence settings that we've put in. So let's scroll back and match it. There we go. Match that. So more than likely it's probably going to be the same like that for each and every single setting, or each and every single clip, sorry. So what you can do is go into the highlighted clip, right click, go copy, and then highlight the other 2 clips, right click, and then paste attributes right there. So then now if we go into these clips as well, as you can see, everything's fitting in, looking nice. And then even to double check, it's the same thing at the top left corner in the effect controls. So if I was to zoom out, you can see, oh, now it's not to scale. But if I zoom back into 50, it's to scale. So if you press enter, that'll bring you right back to the beginning. So cool. Now, shortcuts. I'll tell you kind of, I'm gonna go through kind of my thought process, because in the beginning, what I used to do is I would watch the video first, which is probably what you should do anyways. But obviously I kind of remember, or I know what happened in this video, as I'm the one behind the camera who helped Nathan record this. So some people, what they like to do is they like to cut up the video first and then add the effects. Now before, that did used to work for me, but I've started to do a lot of long form content now, especially when it comes to the streaming, the gaming, sometimes the vlogging and stuff like that. So I would say it is probably best to kind of like pick things bit by bit first as you go along. So at least then when you first watch it, you can cut it however you like. And then any adjustments as well you can make as you go along, but you can cut it however you like. You can add any effects that you want. And then when you do a check, always check your videos before you upload them. I feel like that's a no-brainer, but sometimes certain people, and when I say certain people, I'm talking about myself here, sometimes certain people will leave certain things unedited, or maybe you said a bad word that you were supposed to bleep out but it's been left in there, or maybe there's something that should have been blurred out but it hasn't been. Always do those checkups. Now I will say, obviously editing can be long, can be jarring, can be frustrating, like I've mentioned before. Hence why I've kind of stopped doing the whole watch the video first, then cut it up, then go back to the beginning and then edit and add the effects, because I feel like you're giving yourself much more time than you should editing, instead of just go straight into it, find what needs to be cut up, and then do what you need to do from there, if that makes sense. But yeah, so like I said, we're just gonna watch. Oh yeah, shortcuts. So we got the minus and the plus button. These act as our zoom outs and zoom ins. So as you can see, this is the furthest it goes. But if I want to zoom in, like let's say there's a specific detail, or maybe there's a quick word that I said that I want to take out, or a quick little clip that I want to cut up, I can zoom in, and then as you can see right here, I'm right in the midst of the clip. So cool. We're gonna play this. We're gonna watch what needs cutting. See what we go get from there.
Can't lie, we've locked you though.
Just give a bit of context to this video as well. Obviously, I'm not gonna spoil all of it, but it is just a gym review type situation or a little gym video. But obviously, this is a gym that we didn't have access to at the time, so we tried our best to kind of like maneuver around the situation, because at the end of the day, my boy needs his content. My boy needs his content.
Do you have a key to the school?
Okay, cool, perfect. So here, because I remember one specific thing that my boy wanted to do was add text. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit Control on your keyboard and T. And as you can see, you got the text right there. Nice little shortcut for you guys. Now, it'll come up onto the effect panel. So you go into the effects section. And at the top, you've got your fonts. So I'm going to click and find my font right here. And I always do the Bebas Neue, and I know for a fact I probably butchered that. And oh yeah, I always like to center it as well, just so that any adjustments, scaling, cropping, whatever, resizing, you know, if I want to form it in a different way, I can do that, no problem. So we're gonna hit Tioma, or sorry, the font section, and then we're gonna go on to Bebas Neue. And this is, I think, one of like the most standard text fonts for YouTube to date. I know other YouTubers do their own different ones, but you know, this is just one that I use, so we're just gonna keep it simple. Now, sometimes to make sure, like, to separate it from the back, I do like to add the stroke in there, pause, and make it black. So like, you know, now, like for example, if this was completely white, you'd be able to see the outline of the text. So cool. Now, if we scroll down a little bit, we got transform. Transform basically just means resizing, rescaling, the positions. As you can see, if I scale it up, it's bigger. If I scale it down, it's smaller. The right side is normally up and down, left side is left to right. So, and then you got the reset buttons right there, 1 and 2. Cool. So we're finna go down, and this is a classic kind of gaming YouTuber technique that I've picked up on, but it's kind of stuck with me now, especially when it comes to like texting, like the likes of like Vanoss Gaming, the Vanoss Crew, all those sorts of people. Whenever they add text to their videos, this is the sort of technique that they use. So we're gonna listen out to when she speaks, because obviously her voice isn't as clear as ours would be, since we're the ones holding the camera or next to the camera. And I'm gonna match it, and then I'm gonna do a little resizing technique to kind of make the text pop up as she's speaking, so it's kind of like and more natural, like, oh, like you can see it, the audience is engaging with the video, and then they can realize, oh shit, this is actually someone talking. So cool, let's play through the video. Cool. So this is, again, you got the plus sign, the minus sign, plus sign to zoom in. So we got the no right there. Now again, we got the razor tool, so hit C for the razor tool. Now this is where you cut up your videos, so click where she says no, and I'm gonna match it up from there. And then beginning of the, when you hear that syllable, the S sound, because it is best to kind of match up as fluently as possible, so that when the text pops up, it kind of matches together, if that makes sense. So there we go. There we go. Cool. So now we're going to hit T for text. Double click the text, or triple click, sorry, the text to highlight all of the text. And then we're going to do no. And then we're going to do this step by step. So we've got our no, and it's going to appear at the bottom of the screen. Now, this is where you click the toggle animation, and this is a keyframe. Yeah, a keyframe. Now just do both, but it is just going to be the scale that we're messing with here. So I would say just click that. Now, as you can see here, I was pointing to the cameras if you guys could see my camera. I mean, my screen, lol. But if we scroll it off to the left side here, you got if I zoom in a bit, you got the keyframe right there. And then, for example, let's say I was to move this in the middle, keyframe, bada bing, bada boom. You got separate keyframes. There you go. Now this basically is a way to kind of like add effects where it sets in, or for example, if you want an effect to kind of like last a long time or whatever, you know, or to, you know, begin at one point and then disappear at the next. That's what the keyframes are for. So I'll show an example. So to kind of get the text to pop up and then go back to normal as if it's going along, like popping up as she's speaking, I do a little technique, which is do 1, 2, 3, 4 keyframes, 4 frames to the right. Now add 2 more keyframes, and then as you can see the scale number is on 230. We're just gonna put that on maybe 270, pop up, and then we're gonna go 3 more keyframes forward. 1, 2, 3, and then we're basically just gonna put it back to normal. Scroll it. You can either scroll back down, or I think if you just reset it, oh sorry, oh, 230. Now it's back to size. So now if you can see, as she says no, the text goes bigger and then smaller, so it matches. So now hold Alt, and again shortcut, this is to copy and paste. Hold Alt and make sure what you want to copy is highlighted. Hold and click on it, keep hold of Alt and then release the mouse button. Boom, you've got a copy of it right there. So as you can see, this is the original no, and then that's the replicated no right next to it. We're going to highlight the replicated no, click T for text, double click because it's only one word, and then type in sorry. Boom, and then now it's gonna match up with what she says. There you go. There we go. And you know, go along until she says, or until she finishes speaking. There you go, see? And then the text disappears as she talks. Now, I did gloss over this at the beginning, but sometimes I keep these in files because these are certain edits that I use all the time. Now, this is where things may or may not get a bit sticky, but I'm definitely just going to shorten it and kind of make things easier for you guys to follow along. So, there we go, video effects. So within the video effects, sometimes you can search this up, YouTube to MP3 converter, download them as MP4s, not MP3s, obviously. And what I always like to do at the beginning and at the end of videos is use these little animations. So I'm gonna scroll one that I use for the beginning, and then I've got one for the end. Cool. So what I do is, as you can see, it's at the bottom. Oh, sorry, you can't see that, but I'm gonna double click, and it's going to show up in the top left. Yep, there we go. So as you can see here, this is the animation that you can just get from YouTube. It's got the clicking sound effects, but the clicking sound effect to me is a bit annoying. So what you can do is click drag video only, as you can see right there. Click, hold, drag it into your timeline sequence. Boom. Now, as you can see, because it doesn't match up with the scaling, you're going to have to click on it, go into Effect Controls, where Scale is, and then scroll it all the way up until it basically fills out and matches how you've scaled it. So it's at 150. So, you know, next time to make things easier, you can just click it and then type in 150 instead of having to constantly fiddle with the scroll wheel. But yes, now we are going to go into Effect Controls. So these 2 double arrows that you can see here, go into the effects, and we're going to type in Ultra Key. Now this is for the green screen. So double click Ultra Key, and always make sure before you double click that what you want to add the effect to is highlighted. So the subscribe green screen is highlighted. I double clicked it, and then if I scroll down where the effect controls are, as you can see, the Ultra Key panel is right there. Click on the little eyedrop looking thing, click down, and now it's gone. But if I play this, there you go right there. Now what I always like to do is I like to have this at the bottom of the screen so that people don't defer from what's being shown on screen, even though it is literally just me and my boy walking into this accommodation. But yeah, so there we go.
I'll have the video in here anyway. Yeah.
And that's the end of that. We're just going to keep watching until we find the next thing to edit.
But the only 2 black guys here, the rest are all European, like Romanian or whatever. Greek.
Yeah, this is an international account that we tried to go to, but yeah, no, we went in there to meet a friend who didn't arrive, for anybody watching. Okay, cool. So obviously when he speaks again, we're gonna add some more text.
Do you have a key card for that door? Just because we want to use the gym.
So Control T. Well, to be fair, you can do Control T, or you can, if I delete that, zoom out, highlight where you've already used the technique, because everything will already be edited on the whole pop up, pop down as they speak. Alt, hold click, drag, and then keep hold of Alt as well. Don't let go of Alt, otherwise it's not going to copy properly. Let go of the click, then let go of the Alt, and then, you know, this, the effect right there will stay there on the previous clip, and then these two will be over there. So now click on this one, and then we're gonna match it up with when he says ah. So ah, or maybe There we go. So where he says you residents. It's like, I feel like we're baiting. I promise you, we had a friend that lived there that was supposed to be helping us in this building, but didn't arrive. Don't ask questions. So I'm pretty sure he says you residents. I'm sure he meant to say are you residents, but we'll just go based on what he's saying. Yeah, so R, so there we go. Alt, click, drag, and we're just gonna go you, type in you, and then click on the second one. Now I will say, to kind of like get that extra bit of continuity within the text, you can type in what you just typed in previously, you, and then residents question mark, so that when it finally pops up on screen altogether, it's like it's a title coming up all at the same time, or as you go along, sorry. You feel me? So there we go.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want to let you, like, technically I don't want to let you in when it comes out.
Oh, okay. We'll have to wait for it.
Yeah, he will have the key. And
Okay.
Now I'll be honest, that's a whole lot of text, which I'm probably not gonna. So I'd say now another shortcut, Control K, Control K. So I would say, yeah, when he says yeah, he will have the key. Now again, another shortcut, because Control K is a cut, but obviously without doing the single cut right there, instead of having to click the razor tool and then cut or whatever, you can do Q. So anything from this line behind it up to like the previous cut will be gone. So, and I'm pretty sure this is called a ripple delete. So as you can see right there, Q, and it goes right back into that. So again, if you have a long video and you're wanting to make do with all these cuts, you very much can right there and then. There we go. And again, we're going to hold Alt, not Control, sorry, highlight the text, hold Alt, and scroll. Now obviously a lot of this is just going to be rinse and repeat. Nathan's videos are quite simple. It is just tutorial videos, no different to this. So I'm going to carry on doing this until we have the end product. I'm only going to show a bit because obviously I'd want you guys to tune into Nathan's video. So I'm just going to keep doing the same thing. If there's any other or new edits that needs to be shown, then obviously I will mention it. But for now, we'll do a little time lapse until we've reached the end of this video.
Young 26 M's in the bag. Why she throw it back? She just want the racks. Me and Joey back, and we in her bag. Up in the phone, 59 from scratch. When she throw it back, she don't want the racks. Me and Joey back.
Right, cool. So as you can see right here, we got the text. Now this is exactly what I said before, but in case anything was missed out, you know, Control T, the text pops up. And then if you double click, as you can see on the left side, not this, effect controls, you've got the effects of where the text can be at. Now if you click on T itself, which is already highlighted, it gives you the option to readjust or retype in whatever you wish to type in. Type in what you want to type in, go back to the effect controls, and you can scale it. And well, no, first click on the top section here to find the font that you wish to get. Then right here you got the positioning of the text. I like it center, so it's center. Scroll down, you've got the normal adjustments here. Now stroke would normally be white, which is just the surrounding part of the text. So I've changed it to blacks to obviously separate in case there were any white backgrounds, or if I wanted to change it to brown or green or anything like that, the black is just there to separate it. So you've got that, and then scroll down to the transform, click on the keyframe, go forward 1, 2, 3. Oh, I think it's because of the way that because it cuts off. Yeah, because it cuts off. So go forward normally 4 keyframes, and then you add the keyframe there, and then you resize it up so that the text gets bigger. And then you would normally go forward 3 keyframes. So first 4, then scale up, then go forward 3, and then scale back down to the original size or smaller, or just you know, whichever size is more good to you. And then as you can see here, when I do it frame by frame, even before it finishes, it'll go straight into the next piece of text, and then that text will pop up, and it's as if he's speaking, so it kind of matches the cadence and the tone. And you know, if it's loud, then we make it even bigger, or we give it a shake effect, but obviously he's just talking in a normal tone. So then now we're just gonna quick little play. If I make this full screen. Oh, is my camera off? My camera's off. Whoa, I do apologize about that. So I am streaming and I'm using this as a way to record, but I forget that I actually need to keep my goddamn camera charged. But anyway, we're gonna do full screen, and then we're gonna do from the beginning to then. And it's basically the same principle, obviously, because I've been doing this for 40 minutes now. If there is any more edits, or if you guys want to even further in-depth detailed video on extra things that you want to do, maybe with audio, or maybe with sounds, or you know, anything like that, I'll be more than happy to do that depending on how this video does. But we're finna full screen this video to the beginning. And again, Nathan likes his videos simple, so the only thing that I'd ever really be doing for a video like this is literally just cutting or adding text. But for the most part, since this is just a tutorial on his end, a lot of it is just going to be included in there. So here we go. So we've got the subscribe animation, typical Ibris YouTube video.
Do you have a key card to the store? You don't. This gym's in Nakhon.
Yeah.
But do you have a key card for that door? Just because we want to use the gym. Yeah. Our friend lives here, but he's upstairs. Got to wait for him to come down. But we want to get started at the gym already. But just recording the YouTube video.
Yeah, he will have the key.
Okay, no worries. Okay.
Cool. So I'm gonna keep it short, sweet, and simple for that video today. I'm probably gonna end up recording some more stuff after this, but yeah, just like that, I've shown you how to do the cuts. Control K if you want to cut the video without having to click the razor tool, and press Q to cut out or ripple delete any previous clips up until the last cut clip, if that makes sense. So for example, if I wanted, you know, if this extra footage right here up until where the blue thing is highlighted, the blue line, if I wanted to get rid of all that, you hit Q, boom. Now obviously Control Z to bring that back, because that's still footage I need to look over anyway. So we've done the cuts. Oh yeah, press C for the actual razor tool anyway. And I will say, if you have multiple clips as well, another technique, I would say hit shift, because as you can see, when I hit shift, that's a whole line, and then that's everything that gets cut. So anything from above or below, audio, video, whatever, it all gets cut. So hit V as well for the pointer tool, or the selection tool. That's it, hit V to click back on that. Obviously up and down between clips, up and down between clips, as you can see here. So if I wanted to go to this clip, and then I wanted to go to the furthest clip at the beginning or the end, as you can see right there, that does that. Press enter to go all the way to the beginning. I've shown you how to do the green screen effect, the resizing of the text to match people talking. And again, this is for simple tutorials like this one, so I'm just going to carry this on. But you know, I've shown you what there is to show you in terms of this video. I can do the same thing for gaming videos or whichever you guys need, but you guys just let me know in the comments what you want to see. But yeah, it's been your boy Joel26M. Please like, subscribe, have a nice life. Peace.
You know we only see profit. Money all in my pocket. Every step to the bank, you know we only see profit. Niggas want steal my time, this my moment, you can't stop it. Turn myself into the topic, take my ass to the tropics. There's no stopping till I got money all in my